Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is a couple of days after the Los Angeles Dodgers have beat the Toronto Blue Jays in the World Series, and I thought I'd just give kind of my review, my personal opinions, and just some reflections on the whole series. I grew up going to Atlanta Braves games like as a small child, so I've been paying attention for a while. To be very clear, I don't like the Dodgers. I think they're annoying. As I said, I'm a Braves fan, so the Dodgers have definitely been the cause of some woes over the years for that organization. So these opinions are biased, but who cares? I was surprised by this World Series. I think a lot of people, including myself, thought the Dodgers would really just sweep the Jays in 4 because the Dodgers are the Dodgers and whatnot. They're the reigning World Series champions. But props to Toronto, at least for the first couple of games. Coming out in the first game, scoring like 11 runs, taking a 2-0 lead or whatever. I think it was great that they were able to do that. And it is upsetting that they couldn't finish the job. Like, they really choked in the end when they had home field advantage and multiple opportunities to score, and then they just couldn't. My thoughts on the Dodgers, I think something people love about baseball is how teams struggle and how teams are able to throw together wins and throw together players that they have been bringing up through their systems for years to get success. And I think there's so much minor league baseball that happens, and all these guys that are trying every year to make it to the big leagues and have that one moment. And I think when you watch the Dodgers play, and especially with this World Series, you're like, well, of course they're going to be good. They're paying $1 billion to be good at this sport and to win. Not like a ton of their players, like Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, Shohei Ohtani, all of those guys, they've either traded for or signed in free agency and just brought them along to create this superstar team. And I personally think it's not that fun, And I think with the Blue Jays, especially a team or an organization in a city that's been wanting their sports teams to do well, and they've been struggling for so long, and they're finally at that moment. It's just, there's so much more emotion and excitement around that. And then the Dodgers, like I said, they've paid so much money for these good players, and they should be good. That's the expectation. And I think in sports it's more fun to see who is the surprise. There's a video of it on Sports Central, that the show that I do, that I said that the Dodgers are going to win because of all the money they paid to be good. And look what happened. They pulled out a win. And people say they're ruining baseball, and I kind of think that's true. I mean, I gotta hand it to their front office. They did use the rules and the lack of salary cap in the MLB to take advantage and sign Shohei Ohtani $800 million. I wanted a Brewers Mariners World Series or something. I heard it earlier today on podcast, but about a different subject. The fun in sports is not knowing who's gonna win until the end of the game. And I think when you're facing these powerhouse teams, you're like, well, I can guess just because of the sheer number of talent this team has put together. I think it really just ruins the fun of baseball and the point of baseball almost, in struggling together to put together a winning team and a championship team. One example I'll put in here. When the Braves won the World Series in 2021, they did that without Ronald Acuna Jr., who's arguably a Hall of Famer player, and they did it without Max Fried, who at the time was one of our ace pitchers, and he now plays for the Yankees anyway. But Atlanta was able to do that without two of our best players. Two players that I think when they got hurt and were ruled out for the rest of the season, which was pretty early on in that season, if I recall, fans were very upset. We thought that was the end. And somehow we still managed to win anyway. I'm talking for way too long about this, but I just think it's just better to see those teams struggle rather than be like, oh yeah, like you struck that guy out, but you also have this next all-star coming up, this other guy that we're paying $300 million to hit for us. That was a long video. That was a long explanation to explain why I didn't like the Dodgers winning the World Series, and I wish the Blue Jays did. Have a great rest of your day. Remember to subscribe. I'll see you later. Bye.